Hello there, everybody. Welcome to the first ever video for the podcast "What's on Your Minds" YouTube channel. As I literally just mentioned, this YouTube channel originally started out as a podcast, and it still is going to be a podcast, but now it's going to be both a podcast and a YouTube channel. Don't worry, I'm not going to be posting the same content on my YouTube channel as I do with my podcast. It'll be different content for each different platform. So I'm just gonna go straight into it. First of all, do listen to the podcast. It's actually very interesting. I recently released an episode about 1917 the movie, which is one of my all-time favorite movies, and I hope you guys will enjoy that if you do choose to listen to it. So let's get right into this episode. All right. So this is a theory that I was thought of when I was sitting on the couch reading Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. And I came up with it, and I'm not sure if it's original or not. It may not be, but I think it is because I watch a lot of YouTube Harry Potter theorists, and I have not seen this theory before. So this is the Harry Potter coming of age theory. So a lot of Potterheads tend to think that J.K. Rowling had poor judgment when choosing the titles for the Harry Potter books. I disagree with them, and that's what this theory is about. So Philosopher's Stone makes sense. So is Chamber of Secrets. So is Prisoner of Azkaban. Goblet of Fire, not so much. Order of the Phoenix, a bit, but there are arguments that can be made. Half-Blood Prince, same as Order of the Phoenix, and Deathly Hallows, same as the previous two books. I would personally argue that Horcruxes are a bigger plot in the book, but I can see where she came up with the title. Obviously, I can see where she came up with the title because that's what the video is about. So yeah. So as I mentioned before, this theory is about how when considering the book titles, J.K. Rowling didn't actually go for the actual plot of the book. She didn't go for the action of the books. I think that via the book titles, J.K. Rowling is trying to tell us that Harry Potter is a normal teenage boy, just like the rest of us are, unless you're a girl. And she was trying to show that he has his own coming of age and growing up story just like the rest of us do, just with a bit more action, some giant snakes, some guys without noses, and a lot of death. So the first book, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone or Sorcerer's Stone, where depending on where you live, this is the start of Harry's coming of age story, where Harry gets his friends, and the part where he truly gets his friends, obviously the main friends, which are Ron Weasley and Hermione Granger. The main point of the story where he gets these friends and where he starts to actually bond with them is on their quest for the Sorcerer's Stone, and more importantly, the trials that they have to go through to actually get to the stone, and Harry's eventual battle with Quirrell / Voldemort. So I'm gonna let this explain it for you.
Me, books, cleverness. There are more important things. Friendship and bravery.
Yeah, so exactly what Hermione was saying, that the main part of this book that J.K. Rowling's trying to show you about Harry's coming of age story is that he's getting friends for the first time, whereas at the Dursleys he had no friends. I would have brought this clip in, but I didn't think of it at the time. When Dudley when Dudley's like talking about Harry's letter, Hogwarts acceptance letter, and he says, "Who'd be writing to you?" Also in Chamber of Secrets, when he says, "Who'd want to be friends with you?" At the Dursleys in the Muggle world, he has no friends, but with the Wizards, he has best friends. Chamber of Secrets. This highlights Harry's important decision of who he will be loyal to. Obviously, I chose Hagrid for this because Hagrid is the epitome of loyalty in the Harry Potter books, with his loyalty towards Harry and especially Dumbledore. So yeah, so Harry has to choose who he's going to be loyal to, and who he's going to care about, and who he's going to do anything for. So here we see that uh here we see that in the book, Harry shows his loyalty towards a couple of people. Number one, he shows his loyalty towards Hermione when he goes down to beat the basilisk, and he saves all the people who were petrified. That's what I was thinking of a while ago. Yeah, and Hermione was one of the people who was petrified, and she was deeply concerned when he saw her in the hospital wing. The second person is his other best friend, Ron Weasley, when he goes to save his sister, Ginny Weasley, from Tom Riddle. And then the third is Ginny Weasley herself, because she's trapped and she's close to death, and also Harry doesn't know this at the time, but of course J.K. Rowling did, and so do we after reading the book so many times, that Harry is actually saving his friend, girlfriend, wife, and future mother of his children. So that is where Harry's loyalties lie, starting in the Chamber of Secrets. Prisoner of Azkaban is another important step in Harry's coming of age story, Harry's growing up, is that he gets, first of all, his literal family in the Wizarding world, and in as much, he is also getting his first source of information. It may not be a completely viable source of information, which I'll get to later, but it is his first source of information. He gets little snippets of what is going on in the world after he saves Sirius Black, his godfather, from his potential death. So yeah. And Goblet of Fire is when Harry learns for the first time that you can't trust everybody. And he learns that the hard way, of course, with the Goblet of Fire. Literally, in the Goblet of Fire, represents the person who put his name into the Goblet of Fire, which would be Barty Crouch Jr. disguised as Mad-Eye Moody, which just goes to show in itself that you can't trust everybody. And yeah, the fact that he got put in, and that the person who put him in tried to kill him multiple times, like, shows that over and shows that once again. So yeah, Sirius Black will explain what I just said.
Isn't safe anymore.
What are you saying?
I'm saying the devils are inside the walls. He don't come.
Yeah, so pretty much what Sirius Black said. Even a place as secure as Hogwarts is no longer safe, and I mean, I worded that wrong. Even a place as secure as Hogwarts will also have some defects, and will have some people who are out to get you, obviously. So even in a place that you might feel is completely safe, and of course with Headmaster Albus Dumbledore, who's one of the most powerful wizards of his age, it unfortunately can also hide people who are out to get you. The Order of the Phoenix. I'm actually very glad that I chose this picture, because the Order of the Phoenix represents the Harry's first verifiable, credible source of information that he gets about the Wizarding world, and actually, it's these 5 people really that give him that information. Not so much Tonks, but I mean, sure, whatever. We have Albus Dumbledore, Sirius Black, Mad-Eye Moody, the real one, Remus Lupin, and Nymphadora Tonks. these 5 people give him the first actual full source pieces of information that he has about the Wizarding World and about what's going on, because of course Sirius Black in Goblet of Fire was in hiding, so he couldn't really give Harry the full story because he didn't really have it himself. The most he could give Harry was unsolved mysteries and half guesses and possibilities and just little snippets. So the Order of the Phoenix, while Sirius did do a good job, the Order of the Phoenix is Harry's first actual credible, quotable source of information. And of course, they're basically his Google ×2. They're a lot better than Sirius Black did and could have done in his position in Goblet of Fire. So, Half-Blood Prince, the title shows that Harry Potter is getting older. He's now 16 in this book, and it's showing that as you get older, the more you make mistakes, even if you make a few mistakes, they're going to have large, severe consequences, because as you get older, you have to become accountable for your own actions. So yeah. And this is a good example of it. Harry uses a spell that he found from what he thought to be a friend, really nearly kills somebody and nearly gives Harry the guilt of death. So yeah, this just goes to show again what Harry learned in Goblet of Fire, that the people who might seem most close to you can also stab you in the back. And we see that with Harry's experiences with the Half-Blood Prince. So, let me just play this clip for you.
I'm the Half-Blood Prince.
Yeah, so this really just pretty much sums it all up, that Harry, Harry thought of the Half-Blood Prince as a friend. He was helping him with potions. He was giving him useful spells to defend himself against his enemies. However, it turns out that someone who he thought at the time was his enemy was the Half-Blood Prince the whole time. And the Half-Blood Prince also goes on to kill Harry's mentor, though he doesn't know at the time, and he doesn't know it at the time, that it's actually going to be, he was actually told to do this, which plays into his coming of age thing, that yet again he is unaware. So yeah, that just plays in with his coming of age. And yet again, just to reiterate my point on the Half-Blood Prince, the people who you may think are giving you a helping hand are really there to stab you in the back sometimes. Deathly Hallows. Some people might argue that the title should actually be like Harry Potter and the Hunt for Horcruxes or something like that. But the Deathly Hallows really show Harry's destiny as the Master of Death, and how he needs to be able to use this to survive death and to bring Voldemort down. Right? So yeah. And of course, with a destiny, you can't do it with your friends. You have to do it alone. Not with Hermione, not with Ron, just Harry by himself.
He must die. And Voldemort himself must do it.
See, there you go again. So that'll be it for this video. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you very much for watching. Please be sure to check out my podcast. It's on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Google Cast, Radio Cast, a bunch of other places. So yeah, I will see you guys next time.